William, I just got a call from the hospital saying my parents were in an accident. I have to go now. It sounds like it's really bad.
What? Right now? We were just about to go see a movie, remember? We already bought the tickets, and you were so excited about it.
This is not the time to be talking about that. My parents could be in danger, and I don't care about some movie right now. My family's lives are at stake.
Yeah, but isn't our time together just as important? Plus, we'd have to pay the cancellation fee for the movie. And honestly, even if I went to the hospital, there's nothing I can do.
What do you mean there's nothing you can do? If you don't prioritize family at a time like this, what are you even prioritizing?
Come on, no need to get that upset. Even if we go to the hospital, we'll just be waiting around. We won't know the situation until later anyway. So I think it's fine if we go after the movie. It's not like I'm not worried, but panicking now won't change anything, right?
Are you seriously saying that, thinking it's the right thing to do? My parents might be in a dangerous situation right now. And you're worried about a movie and cancellation fees? Is that really so important?
Well, yeah, it's important, right? I mean, I don't want us to lose out on our fun just because the situation suddenly got worse. We can't just throw everything aside, can we? Let's stay calm for a second. We can watch the movie, refresh ourselves, and then head to the hospital.
I can't believe this. What does family even mean to you? Shouldn't we be supporting each other in a moment like this? Do you think my parents don't need anyone's support anymore? Is that it?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But there are professionals in the hospital, right? I think we should just trust them to handle it. Besides, rushing over isn't going to change anything, right? Actually, I think we'd be more prepared emotionally if we took a little time for ourselves first.
I can't even begin to understand that way of thinking. You're so selfish. All you care about is yourself, and you couldn't care less about family. Fine then. I'll go to the hospital alone. You can go enjoy your movie or whatever by yourself.
Hey, I need to talk to you about something.
What is it?
It's the best news for me. $5 million in inheritance from your parents? I'm so glad I married you.
Is this really the time to talk about that? We just finished the funeral yesterday, and I haven't even had time to process everything yet. Why are you bringing up inheritance now?
I get it, but both of your parents passed away suddenly in that accident, right? I know it's tough, but realistically, money can help heal some of that pain, don't you think?
I can't understand how you think money can heal the loss of their lives. This isn't something that can be filled with money.
Well, once the inheritance actually hits our account, you won't be saying that anymore. Trust me, you'll be smiling without even realizing it.
By the way, who told you about this inheritance? We haven't even had any detailed discussions about it yet.
I heard it from Sarah.
Why were you even talking to my sister about that? What happened?
We just talked a little during the funeral yesterday. I was curious about the inheritance.
She told me too. She said she was getting the whole $5 million inheritance for herself.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
Apparently, Dad wrote a will leaving everything to her. We haven't seen the actual document yet, so it's not confirmed, but...
Wait a minute. Does that mean we're not getting a single cent?
I don't know. I don't have all the details, so I can't really say.
You're not seriously going to sit back and let Sarah have everything, are you?
But if that's Dad's final wish, then maybe we just have to accept it.
You're really okay with that? Your sister gets everything and you're fine with it?
Well, it's not like I can ask Dad why he did it anymore, can I?
No way. There's no way you're getting nothing. You should convince her to at least split it with you. Half would be fair, right?
You think so? But I really don't want to fight with her over money.
What are you talking about? It's $5 million on the line. How can you just sit back and do nothing with that much money at stake?
Even if I got that kind of money, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Money doesn't just bring happiness that easily.
Come on, there's a ton of things you could use it for, like a new house or car. If you think about it, there are endless ways to spend it.
We already have a house and a car, and I don't really need anything else.
You've got to be kidding me. So you're fine with Sarah getting everything?
I want to understand why Dad would do that, but if that's what he decided, maybe we just have to accept it. First, we need to confirm what's actually in the will.
This is ridiculous. We're getting nowhere.
We didn't have this money before, so why are you so upset about it?
Why are you so indifferent about this? Anyone else would be more greedy.
It's not like I don't care. Is this really the time to talk about this? The funeral was just yesterday.
Both of them were gone in an instant because of the accident. I know it's hard, but money can help you heal.
I don't understand the idea of using money to heal the loss of a life.
Once you actually get the inheritance, you'll be smiling without even trying.
By the way, who told you about the inheritance?
It was Sarah.
Why were you talking about that with my sister?
We just talked briefly at the funeral yesterday.
She told me too that she was getting the whole $5 million inheritance.
What?
Apparently, Dad wrote a will leaving everything to her. We haven't seen it yet, though.
Wait a second. Does that mean we won't get a single penny?
I'm not sure. I don't really know the details.
You're not seriously going to just hand over everything to her, are you?
But if that's what Dad wanted, maybe we have no choice.
You're really okay with that? Being treated differently from your sister and just accepting it?
I mean, even if I wanted to ask Dad why, I can't now, right?
There's no way you should get nothing. You should convince Sarah to at least give you half.
You think so? I really don't want to fight with her over this.
What are you talking about? This is $5 million we're talking about.
Even if I had that kind of money, I wouldn't know what to do with it.
You could buy a new house, a new car. There's so much you could spend it on.
We already have a house and a car.
This is ridiculous. So you're fine with Sarah getting everything?
I want to know why Dad would treat us differently. But if it's what he decided, maybe we just have to accept it. First, we need to see the will.
This is going nowhere.
It's money we didn't have to begin with, so why are you so disappointed?
Why are you acting like you don't care?
It's not that I don't care.
Did he really leave all $5 million to your sister?
You don't have to go that far.
I'm divorcing you and marrying your sister.
What? How does that even make sense?
If I marry Sarah, I get the inheritance.
I can't believe this.
I can't stick around with someone who lets this opportunity slip by.
What do you mean by chance? My parents just passed away.
Shut up.
Besides, I'm pretty sure Sarah would be confused if you suddenly started hitting on her.
You don't need to worry about that.
What do you mean?
I'm popular with women.
If she knows I'm your wife, she'll definitely reject you.
I'll bring her a little gift.
What gift?
A paper where you renounce your inheritance rights.
What?
With that, you won't be able to claim any rights to the inheritance in the future. Sarah will be thrilled and welcome me with open arms.
So if I sign it, you and my sister will get all the inheritance, and I'll be left with nothing, right? And you really think I'd quietly sign something that leaves me with such a miserable outcome?
Then just be more greedy and go after the inheritance. If you do that, I'll stay married to you.
So you're just chasing after whoever has more money. I'm done with this. Let's get divorced.
Are you sure about that? Don't regret it later.
If you think marrying her will bring you happiness, go ahead and do whatever you want.
I'll be getting a lawyer, and I'm going to completely shut you out. Don't bother trying to fight it later. It'll be useless.
Do whatever you want.
I'll grab the divorce papers, so make sure you sign them.
Whatever.
Just sign the document to renounce your inheritance rights.
I don't need to sign that. Don't worry, I won't make a fuss about it.
Are you sure? Absolutely? This chat on WhatsApp will be proof, you know?
I understand.
Good. Now pack your stuff and go back to your parents' house. Hey, I've got something to ask you. You know the saying, strike while the iron's hot, so I assume you've already done it, right? Did you file the divorce papers?
I filed it. You didn't need to remind me.
Well, now we're officially strangers, or so I'd like to say, but you're still going to be my sister-in-law.
Wait, what?
I'm going to marry Sarah.
What?
I've always thought you were amazing. That's what she said. I guess I'm just irresistible. It's crazy that I've ended up tearing two sisters apart.
Are you seriously getting married?
Well, since it's only been a week since the funeral, we can't really have a wedding. But I'm thinking of at least getting the marriage certificate.
I see.
I saw the will and it's legit. Your dad left her $5 million. Incredible, huh?
He used to run a business back when he was younger. In retirement, traveling around the country with Mom was what kept him going.
Do you want to know why he left it all to your sister?
Was that in the will?
Got your tissues ready?
Wait, is it that bad? Actually, never mind. I don't want to know.
Don't say that. I'm dying to tell you.
Fine, go ahead.
So, apparently, they spent way more money on you than on your sister because you went to a music conservatory, and there were all those lessons and prep classes. They probably spent a fortune on you. When you think about it from their perspective, it makes sense that they'd want to leave something for your sister.
What is that supposed to mean? Yeah, I know the costs for conservatory and piano lessons were high. But still, leaving everything to my sister just because of that? Isn't that a bit extreme?
It sounds like they think they spent more than enough on you already. Maybe they figured you didn't need anything else from them. Like, you've already had your share of their support, and there's nothing more you need from them. I guess, from their point of view, they were trying to balance things out.
I get that the lessons and going to the conservatory were expensive. But the idea that I wouldn't inherit anything because of that? I never thought about it like that.
Meanwhile, Sarah went from a public high school to a national university, right? Unlike you, she followed a pretty cost-effective path. And maybe that's why they wanted to reward her.
Yeah. Sarah did choose a steady path and she didn't cause her parents much worry.
They probably felt bad for her. It's a tear-jerker, isn't it? That's what parental love is. Really pulls at your heartstrings.
I'm sure you're literally smiling right now. What's so heartwarming about this? And I doubt you really understand how much my parents struggled.
On top of that, the fact that your sisters had a crush on me all along. Talk about fate, right? It's scary how life works out sometimes. I guess it's just destiny that God brought us together.
Don't expect me to agree with you. I never thought about it that way. And even now, I can't believe any of this.
Well, after some time, we'll get married. I'm sure we'll see each other as family after that, so let's get along, okay?
Don't say it so casually. The thought of becoming family with the man who left me for my sister is unbearable. Please stay away from her.
Too bad. We're already engaged. I even gave her a ring, so there's no turning back now.
Where did you get the money for that?
From our savings. You know, the one we both have.
What? Our savings? You didn't use that money, did you?
Yeah, there was $60,000, so I used that to buy the ring.
You've got to be kidding me. That was the shared savings we carefully put aside from both of our salaries every month.
I just borrowed a little. Once we get the inheritance, I was planning to pay it right back, so there's no need to get so mad.
Unbelievable. What is wrong with you?
I had to show her I was serious with the ring, or she wouldn't have fallen for me. And once she saw that big diamond, her eyes lit up, and she was mine. I guess she's always had a weakness for shiny things.
Yeah, she's liked shiny things since she was a kid. But still.
Now we're going to be happier than ever. Not that it matters to you anymore.
If you're really going to be happy, then promise me you won't make Sarah cry. If you hurt her, I won't stay quiet. Also, I won't be associating with you as family anymore, so keep that in mind.
Don't be so cold. We're starting a new chapter, and you don't have to be so distant.
I just don't want anything to do with you. I can't stand being around someone who acts like they're happy my parents are gone.
Just admit it. You're upset because your sister took me.
If that's what makes you happy, then I have nothing left to say. Just don't regret the path you've chosen.
Regret? No chance. I'm winning in life, and there's no way I won't be happy.
Fine. Let's get the divorce over with quickly.
What?
I'll be wishing the two of you all the best from afar.
Yeah, that was a bit formal, but thanks. You really hit me in the heart. I was a little moved, actually. All right, from now on, I'm going to be a good husband too and work hard to get as much money as I can. You keep doing your best too. Hey, I've got some great news. The moment I've been waiting for has finally arrived.
Oh, really?
What's with the lack of interest? Don't you care? The inheritance finally came through. It took forever. Between all the paperwork and everything else, I was getting so tired of waiting. I never thought it would take this long. I had no idea the process, like probate, would be so complicated. I still don't get why it has to be such a hassle, but anyway, finally, my turn has come.
I see. That's good. It feels like things have finally come to an end.
Just to double check, You're not going to suddenly say you want some of the inheritance now, right? If you pull something like that, things could get really messy.
Pull something? No, I won't do that. Actually, now that it's all settled, I feel more at peace. After all, I already got my half. Just over 2 million, split between Sarah and me.
What? Wait a minute. Are you serious? You're not supposed to have any inheritance rights. There must be some kind of mistake.
It's no mistake. Since I didn't sign the renunciation, I obviously have the right to inherit.
You've got to be kidding me. You promised not to fight for it in exchange for not signing that paper.
Yeah, that was close. If I had actually signed that renunciation, I really wouldn't have gotten a single cent. That was a close one.
I don't get it. What's going on here? No one told me any of this.
You were just the poor guy who fell right into the trap Sarah and I set up for you.
What? You two were in on this together? That's not fair.
Yeah. At the funeral, you kept pestering Sarah, asking her things like, how much was the inheritance, or there must have been quite a bit left, right? She was pretty disgusted.
Okay, maybe I ask a bit. But what's wrong with that?
That's why she lied on the spot, saying she was getting the whole inheritance. She just wanted to see how you'd react.
You've got to be kidding me.
And just like she predicted, you dumped me and brought her an expensive ring. She was annoyed, but then she came to me with a plan. She mentioned that she'd act like she's on board with it, but then she'd break up with you later. You were the only one who didn't know. You were getting played the whole time.
No way. So you saw right through me from the beginning?
Exactly. When Sarah said she thought you were amazing, that was all an act. In reality, she said you were disgusting, and she couldn't even stand the sight of you. Even pretending to date you was like some sort of hellish endurance test for her. So she really had a rough time with it. Oh, and that will you saw? Sarah made that up. It was completely fake. Everything was a lie.
Why didn't you say anything? If you knew I was being played, you could have warned me.
Huh? Why would I warn you? I don't have any feelings left for you, so of course I didn't.
But still, I'm your ex-husband. You could have at least shown me a little pity.
No, not even a little.
Wait, what?
You didn't offer a single kind word to me after losing my parents. All you cared about was money. And in the end, you jumped ship to whoever was getting the inheritance. If I'm going to worry about anyone, I'd rather spend an hour thinking about an ant crushed on the sidewalk.
I'm lower than an ant.
Thanks to you, I got divorced in record time.
Wait a minute. Since you got the inheritance, I should have the right to half of it, right?
Excuse me?
I'm talking about the division of assets. I should have a right to some of it. That was close. I almost missed my chance. You know as well as I do that we were married, so I should get about half of that, right?
Inheritance isn't subject to division between spouses. It's clearly stated in the law.
What? Are you serious? I didn't know that.
That's what my lawyer told me. I had it confirmed, so there's no mistake.
Damn it. I didn't realize I was being so naive.
Not only that, but you'll need to pay back at least half of the $60,000 you spent without permission.
About that? You could probably sell the ring Sarah has, and that might cover it, right? You should be able to get some of the money back.
Unfortunately, once you had your names engraved on the ring, its value dropped significantly. It's probably worth about 1/10 of what you paid for it now.
You've got to be kidding me. That ring cost me $60,000. There's no way its value dropped that much.
Stop lying. That ring was probably worth around $3,000 at best. Weren't you trying to scam Sarah too?
What?
You didn't know about Sarah's job, did you? She's a certified gemologist. And not just any gemologist. She has an international qualification and is one of the best in the world.
No way. This is the first I've heard about that.
That's why Sarah studied abroad. I may have made our parents spend a lot for me to attend the conservatory, but Sarah's study abroad expenses were just as high.
So that story was all lies too.
Exactly. You gave her a cheap ring and claimed it cost $60,000? Sarah was laughing behind your back.
I thought women would be happy as long as you gave them a ring. That should have been enough.
So what happened to the rest of the money? It's all gone, isn't it?
Well, I spent it on a watch.
Where did you buy something like that?
I got it through a special connection. You can't just buy a Rolex these days, right? So I had someone hook me up through a special route.
How much did it cost?
It was $50,000.
You're such an idiot. That watch is obviously a fake.
What? Is there more? What are you trying to say now?
Did you take some of the donation money from the funeral? I just can't shake the feeling.
Huh? No. I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do something like that, right?
Are you sure? The donation money from my boss, who I personally saw and thanked, has completely disappeared. And Sarah said some money from one of her friends is missing too.
Maybe it was that lady at the reception. She seemed suspicious and untrustworthy.
That lady you're talking about is my aunt, our relative. She told me you came by to collect the donation money after the funeral was over.
Really? The money was probably already gone by the time I got there. That aunt of yours really is hopeless.
Oh, really? Do you think that excuse will hold up with the police?
What? Wait, are you seriously going to call the police? Isn't that a bit much?
I checked with the funeral home, and it turns out they have a lot of security cameras. They said they'd be happy to cooperate with the authorities. Are you sure you want to do this?
Wait, I'll be honest. I took about 20 envelopes containing the money. I'm sorry, I was wrong.
So? I'm in a tough spot since I can't thank the people who supported me. Hurry up and give back what you took.
It's all gone. I spent it all. I blew it on steaks and clubs, and now it's all gone.
I can't believe this. I'll be sending you the bill for what you took, so be ready. Where are the envelopes?
I hid them in the back of the closet. I couldn't find the right moment to get rid of them.
Why didn't you just throw them out?
It's hard to burn anything in the city, and you're so strict about sorting the trash that I thought you'd catch me.
Bring them to me right away. If we don't do anything, we'll be disgracing my parents.
Okay, I'll bring them right now.
I'm billing you for everything, so get ready. There's no running away from this anymore.
I'm really sorry. I swear, I'll pay it all back. Just don't get the police involved. I'm begging you.
You'll be taking full responsibility for what you did. I have nothing else to say. Get ready. Afterward, William was reported to the police as a thief for stealing the donation money. Everything came to light much sooner than he had expected. This is exactly what it means to face the consequences of your own actions. William, who had been convinced he could escape, was detained by the police. But things didn't go as easily as he had hoped. In the end, he was found guilty of theft, and his company immediately fired him. Naturally, there was no severance package. Word of his crime spread quickly within the company, and his reputation was completely destroyed. He was left in a position where he could never work in the same industry again. Abandoned by everyone, he faced complete social ruin. Of course, his dream of marrying Sarah was utterly shattered. Shortly after William's arrest, Sarah cut off all contact with him and disappeared without ever returning the ring. And honestly, who could blame her? No one would want a future with a man like that. As for William, the expensive watch he bragged about turned out to be fake, and he couldn't even sell it, leaving him deeper in debt. With all escape routes closed, all that remained was an enormous debt and a lonely life, abandoned by everyone. The man who once proudly declared himself a winner is now living almost like a homeless person, or so I've heard. I no longer have anything to do with him, and am enjoying happy days with my children. Whatever happens to William now, it's no longer my concern. I sincerely hope to continue building new happiness from here on out.